All right, I'd like to welcome you to Recreational Leadership. Recreational Leadership is what I think is a crazy important class for youth leaders, especially anybody that is going to be working with students that want to connect with students and who want to learn how to take students from learning to know each other and connecting on a very social level to connecting on a spiritual level, because oftentimes when students start connecting on a social level, they really struggle, and they struggle with building the trust that's necessary in order to get from connecting here with connecting all the way and trusting each other to talk about spiritual things. That connecting doesn't happen without building steps of trust and steps that are meticulously placed one at a time in order to walk them through what is necessary and to gain the rapport with them that and to gain the strength in their in what is needed to be able to get them to where they need to be be able to be able to trust the people around them, to really share deeply. And so as we go through this class is one of the most beautiful classes that we have at Calvary, because the students that have been in your seats before have gone through these activities that you're going to have a chance to go through, and they've gone through the 5-step program that Denny Rydberg has in his class, not in his class but in his textbook, and each of these games or activities are listed in his book as step 1 activity, step 2 activity, step 3, and they're going on these 5 steps, starting with building rapport, building trust, and then taking you step after step after step until you get to the very last step of deeper sharing and goal setting and building that spiritual trust where you can disciple each other. And part of as I have a chance to be able to watch different people go through that and to see those relationships build that way, I don't see it happen nearly to the same degree when activities aren't involved. Activities have a beautiful way of helping people to go through those 5 steps. And when it's just people living side by side, they don't meet the same battles quite and get to test themselves quite in that same way when they're students, and they don't get a chance to have others cheer them on in exact the same way. And as you see some of these activities and you see how they're developed and you see if they're creatively done and administrated right, you get a chance to be able to take students through some beautiful set up ways to be able to go through those 5 steps. And part of what you have to decide as a student is, what do you want to use activities for? Do you want to use activities for free time, or do you want to use your activities to be able to create opportunities to create opportunities to impact the world for Jesus? And I think that many of you will choose the latter, and it's cool for you to be able to experience it within your groups as you go through this class, because once you've experienced it, you're going to want other people to experience it. And that's why I have you go through activities instead of listening to lectures, because listening to lectures is just not as impactful as going through it with each other. So part of what as the classes have moved out into the communities, and I know different people are not always here in Kansas City when they take this class, And like Brian, you're not in Kansas City when you're taking this class. Do everything you can to pick your group, and to do it well. Pick your group in a way that would be a group of people that are impactful to you. Don't pick your group in a way that would be just the people that are always easy to be accessible to you. If you have a group of people that you would like to build a bond with and to be able to create a bond with, those are the type of people that you could choose in this particular setting to be able to make this this class work really well for you. And so I would really encourage you to choose wisely. And obviously you could choose your best friends when you're choosing to do activities like this, but maybe this is about choosing people who aren't your best friends that you would like to catapult them into your inner circle. And maybe these are people that God has placed on your heart that you would like to input into. So I would just challenge you to work to place the people in your group that God has challenged you with, not the easy ones, because God has a purpose for having you here. And if you choose the easy route, you might miss the opportunity. If you choose the one that God is placing on your heart, then you're going to see how God can use activities to impact relationships for Jesus. And I think that is why we're here. And I think that we want to make sure not to miss that opportunity. As we go through, you're going to have a chance to be able to take an activity out of chapter 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and you're going to teach that activity to the group that you've chosen. And when you take that activity and teach them, you're going to teach that activity on videotape. And you're going to come back and share that when we conference together on Canvas. And so if you can conference with us at 8 o'clock on Thursdays, then you're going to do that. If you can't, like I know Brian can't conference together with us at 8 o'clock on Thursdays, then you're going to invite me to conference another time. And because you can invite me to conference with you another time, and just the two of us can conference together, you can save it. And we should, I think, you should be able to save it and allow the other people to watch it with you, I believe. And I think that technology allows us to do that. And so everybody should be able to watch Brian's conferencing with me, even though he can't do that at 8 o'clock on Thursdays with us. So as we have a chance to do that, then we'll have a chance to see how your teach with your group has impacted them and how it's impacting you. And so as you have a chance to moderate your group and take them through that lesson, one of the things that I will leave on the Canvas site is I'll leave the videos where the last time we taught the class in Kansas City here to a group that was in class was in spring of 2018, and those videos are on Canvas now. And you'll have a chance to always watch those because they're going to be a part of our class here, and you'll have a chance to be able to see and to have it will help you, because the way that I moderated the group there is the way that it will help you to know how to moderate your group. Because if you laugh and carry on with your group, then they're not going to take it seriously. If you ask them to be serious, they're going to respond accordingly. Does that make sense? And so watching some of the videos with the groups the group that did it in spring of 2018 will be helpful, and I'll ask you to do that from time to time. When you look at our syllabus, you'll see that you get graded for those teachers. You also get graded for a test that comes at the end of the semester from your textbook. You'll get graded for a philosophy of recreation. You'll get graded for a recreational leadership disc, that where you're going to generate your activities, games and activities that are going to be important for you to take away from this class. You're going to be graded for reading of the text, and you're going to be graded, those are the things you're going to be graded for. So I think that is pretty much it. Obviously the discussions. Let's go to Canvas. If you go to Canvas and you see the modules, I will keep the modules under week 1, week 2. This is week 1. We have the lecture, and I will under the lecture you it says here, if you are an online student, please submit to me that the video was watched. You can submit electronically that the video was watched. Here, the second thing that we're doing, everybody is going to be doing this in class, and it says go to the discussion link for more information about the rope problem. So let's go to the discussion link. It looks like I need to put the rope video back up because somewhere it got taken down, but there's a rope video that is that I need to make sure that we have up, where two people are tied together, and we need to find a way to get out of that situation, and the activity with two people trying to get out of that situation of being tied together is what the rope problem is, and we want to work on that problem like Brian has already, and try to respond back in the discussion with how it worked for you and your group. I'm not being clear enough. I'm going to send you another video about this when I get the rope, a new rope video up. Let's go back to modules. There's a link on introductions where I asked you to introduce yourself, and then there's a link on finding a group where I asked you to find the group and text, or not text me, but text me back in Canvas who your group is, and then you are done with week number 1. So besides doing a really poor job on describing what the rope problem is, which I will fix here in just a little bit, then we are done with week 1, number 1, and we'll get ready for seeing you next week. If you have questions, please text me at 816-898-7719. If you can please send me your phone number on the chat line on Canvas, I would sure appreciate it, so that I can be in touch with you, because I will need to be in touch with you. And I think that is all for now.